always growing up, like if I would go down into like the basement, you know, the hair on my neck would stand up, and I'd be like, "That's really creepy. Like, what's going on?" Little did I know until much later in my life that I found out that it was just my grandma. But ever since I had that experience as a child, I've just been hooked and wanted to learn more.
And how did you get this group? What's the name of your group?
Steel City Ghost Chasers.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. And you're the lead investigator. You're from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And my sister lives right now in Somerset, Pennsylvania.
Okay. Yeah, that's not too far from me.
So in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, what are some of the haunted locations you've been to?
For around us, it's actually quite tough to get into a lot of these places because they're all privately owned. Either don't want to be involved or you just can't investigate there, which is awful. But I've frequented Hillview Manor in Newcastle quite regularly. I've been there probably close to 20 times. It's one of my favorite locations, and it's convenient to be only an hour and a half from. Other than that, I've gone to investigate the Kerry blast furnaces. There's the steel mill that helped basically rebuild the country. Those are really the only big two, like in the Pittsburgh region. I've done some small stuff like cemeteries and odd end places I've been able to get into, but Hillview Manor and Kerry blast furnace are the two notable ones in Pittsburgh.
Well, that's cool. Have you? Since my sister lives in Somerset, I've never been there. Is that place pretty haunted? Have you been down there?
Somerset's what we would consider the middle of nowhere up here in Pennsylvania. There's not really much out that way, but granted, I'm sure if I looked harder, I'm sure you could find somewhere something. Sure, I've been investigating regularly since 2021, and I've been everywhere from Mississippi all the way to New Jersey. So
you know what she's telling me? No, I got a message from her today. She was saying how cold it was.
Yes. That's our windshield -2 today.
And she says in February she's moving back to Florida. She couldn't stand it. Yeah, and Phil there, he's from Florida, so yeah. Well, that's cool. What are some of the things that? What's some of your best evidence when you go on these investigations?
It all depends on what I'm looking for. So, I should have mentioned before, I was raised a psychic medium. I've been working along with the spirit world, for the vast majority of my life. And just recently I learned how to kind of tie what I'm learning as through mediumship in with what I'm doing as far as investigating goes. And I wish it was something I could have documented, but one of my favorite things as of late, a good friend of mine reached out to me. She was going to a haunted movie theater out in Altoona, PA. And she wanted me to kind of tap in and see if I can, figure anything out before she went. And the first thing I kept seeing was a little girl in like a white dress and like kind of curly blonde hair. And I kept telling her, I was like, I keep hearing the name Emily. And she was like, okay, I'll have to write that down and remember that. And then she called me like 4 or 5 hours later, and she goes, "You're not gonna believe this." I was like, "What?" She goes, "We just got a hold of a little girl named Emmeline, and she's only 8 years old." And I was like, "Oh, wow, okay, wow. So I guess that was accurate." It's like just random validation like that.
So you yourself is a psychic medium?
Correct.
Oh, okay, cool. What do you think about orbs?
It's a touchy subject for me. Whenever you're taking pictures, it's very hard to know what that is actually in that picture because any form of electronic device could cause any form of interference. But as far as your own eyes go, I mean, your eyes don't project different light spectrums that a camera does, and nothing that your light coming out of your eyes can reflect. So if you physically see some form of energy movement kind of float around or shift in a way that is not normal, it's kind of hard to not want to believe that was some form of spirit entity. But as far as like when you're just taking pictures and there's just all sorts of balls floating around, I kind of lean towards the bug or dust anomaly.
Sage, here's something I gotta tell you. You're talking about Emily the ghost, this little girl. Well, I
Yeah.
have a Emily story too. A story that Phil and Zandine's heard 1,000 times, but I'm going to say it again. With orbs, yeah, you're right. They could be almost anything. It could be dust. It could be lint. It could be skin flakes, dewdrops, light refractions, you name it. But what happened is we did a case in which the female ghost was named Emily, and she was draining the energy from the occupants.
Oh, wow.
And one of my investigators goes, Paul, I gotta sit down. He goes, I'm about ready to faint. And he goes, I'm feeling dizzy. My vertigo and everything is off balance. I said, relax, relax. I said, I said, I wonder if Emily's doing that to you because she's known to drain the energy off the occupants.
Right.
So I said, Emily, if you're listening to me, sit on his lap. So 3 of us take a picture, and there's an orb hovering over his lap. That showed intelligent movement. And then
Absolutely.
I said, Emily, I said, if you're listening to me again, kiss him on the lips. And then we got an orb hovering on his lips.
Yep.
So I said, that's intelligent. That was something I can deem as paranormal. I mean,
Yes.
that showed intelligence, intelligent movement. So now when I go to an investigation, and if the house is really haunted, I'll place my hand against the wall. I say, appear by my hand, and I'll get an orb on my hand.
And that's one of those things you know too, because when you see the pictures of them, they almost look like it's a ball of electricity. You can see like all the strains of electricity coming out of it, and that's how you know like you caught something. It's not just a hollow, just white dot that you just picked up on your photo.
Yeah. How many people are on your team?
So I had originally 6 people going around with me to Hillview, just to basically learn and try to investigate. And then after that, they all kind of loss of interest of wanting to travel and see new places. So now I just basically travel around, just my girlfriend and I, and we, try to hit up different places, that we can. For the most part, I'm a one-man show. I've been kind of focusing on some personal research projects because I tie mediumship in with history. I'm a big history nut, so I've been working hand in hand with my passion and tying it into the paranormal as well.
Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, and let me, one of our panel members showed up, the Paranormal Soul Brother. Paranormal Soul Brother, introduce yourself, tell them who you are, etc.
I'm really like the most down brother you're gonna meet, but I get teased a lot for the paranormal. But I've been into it since I've been a kid, and basically I'm like Chris Brown, James Brown Ghostbusters, really. but seriously, like UFOs, I mean, modalities, contacting, just doing deep dives, whether it be matter, whether it be paradigm, anything. I've always been into it. So I went to UC Berkeley, born in the same year as Einstein, so I'm supposed to be smart, they say, but I like this wacky stuff. I don't like well, I do a lot of math, but I like wacky stuff more than Einstein. So.
It's more fun, isn't it?
Huh?
It's more fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it's way more. I mean, it's stuff, but I do like when he was talking about love, and like that being like the key other than nuclear power. But that's me. But yeah. So in a nutshell, yeah, I'm just a nutty guy from the Bay Area, man. And
there you go.
And if Sage, if you're ever towards West Virginia, stop by to see Steve Ward over there because he's the information jockey over at the Mothman Museum.
I've driven by hundreds of times going down, West Virginia and investigating in West Virginia.
You got to stop, especially I'm usually there Saturday afternoons.
Okay.
Just to like I say, greet people. And the thing is, the young kids that work there, they don't know as much as I do, just because I'm old, So, and it is so much fun. I mean, they pay me to do this.
Yes.
And just don't tell anybody that I would pay them. And so and of course there's the classic Mothman statue standing next to the museum. And my MO is to take people out there, and if the whole family wants a picture taken, they don't have to send a kid out they don't like to take the picture. I can get and then, of course, I will take them around behind the statue to introduce them to what they call the shiny hiney. Now, see, a lot of people, the tragedy is a lot of people go home and they miss the shiny hiney, and that's, there's also a dreaded, well, maybe a mannequin in black, maybe not a man in black, in the second story window watching you, so people see that and they freak out. So, it's, you know, and, we have 5 documentaries going at the same time. Jeff Wamsley, he was 5 and 6 years old when all this happened. So, and he was 6 years old in the basement of playing with his toys way up on 30th Street when the bridge collapsed, and he heard the noise.